Welcome, everybody. How are we doing this evening? This is Terry with NSPS TV Paranormal Podcast. Welcome to the Lion's Den. It's not much of a lion's den because I'm kind of moving here and everything. It's kind of got a little echo back here, but it's okay. It's okay. When we get to the new lion den, it'll be great. I have everything set up for you guys. But anyway, hey, tonight we're in Las Vegas, Nevada. The city of sin.
Home of the Super Bowl.
Home of the Super Bowl. That's great, as long as it's not the Cowboys. All right. Hey, guys, introduce yourselves.
I'm Jolene Breen. Hey.
I'm Eric Berry.
And I'm Brad.
Did somebody say Eric Berry?
Yep.
Are you? Well, you're not the basketball player, are you?
No. No football either.
I thought you Eric Berry, man. I thought you the football player. I think he's in the Hall of Fame. I think. I could be wrong on that. But anyway, hey guys, tonight we are podcasting live internationally. We are podcasting in Japan and in the UK. So hey, all you guys over there in the South Pacific and across the pond in the Atlantic, welcome to the show. We are also podcasting on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and all those fine social media platforms. If you guys here, welcome to the show. You know what I'm saying? But hey, enough about me and my show. Let's get straight to the team. Hey guys, I really appreciate you guys coming on the show. I really appreciate you guys answering that phone when I called. Introduce yourselves.
I'm Jolene Green, and we're actually based out of Henderson, Nevada, which is right next door to Las Vegas. So you basically skip one little line and you're in Las Vegas. But we represent as Henderson, actually. And it's kind of a big deal because not many people are from Henderson. And we got echo, sorry. Pharmacy tech by day, basement by night.
So there goes that echo again. Someone has an echo.
There we go. Let's try that.
There you go.
I joined because of her. I got into it. I was researching the folklore of myths and legends and all that. And one day she's like, "We're going to do this." So I was like, "Okay." So we've been ghost hunting ever since, and it's been an adventure.
Okay, well, it's like she never gave you a choice.
No, I didn't. You're going to do this, you're going to do it with me, or I'm on my own,
Okay. All right. Brad, introduce yourself, brother.
All right, well, my name is Brad Baker. I got into the paranormal field just by watching the shows, loving trying to get the evidence and everything like that. I just loved it. And then I was working with a coworker who was also involved in a group. Mm-hmm. And I ended up joining that group. And every experience that I went out and did investigations with, it's been a fun experience. And I've been sucked into it ever since.
Now, you said just a few seconds ago, you said watching a show. What particular show?
Like the original Ghost Hunters, the first couple seasons of Ghost Adventures.
Okay. Now,
actually, it started earlier than that with the show called Sightings.
Oh man, you bringing back memories.
Oh man, yeah, and you know what? Aliens attracted me first before ghosts and the paranormal and everything was aliens. But I mean, the ghost shows started coming on. I started getting interested in that, and it just sucked me in. And I just wanted to learn more, be involved with it, and have fun with it.
Okay. Okay. Great, man. It seemed like you was going towards one way, then you zoom back towards another way. You're going here, you're going there. Now, which one do you prefer? Do you want to be a ufologist, or you want to be a paranormal investigator, or do you want to be both?
I mean, I want to cover it all. Bigfoot. I want to try it all out. I want to get to the bottom of it because these are mysteries that everyone wants to figure it out.
Hmm.
And some of these like groups nowadays that are on TV, and I mean, it's all about the money. It's all, and we're not about the money. We're about the evidence. We're about figuring out what's real and what's not.
There you
So I
go.
mean, that's where I'm interested in.
Now, have you ever seen a Bigfoot in Nevada?
No, hell, no, no, no. I can honestly say I haven't seen Bigfoot at all, but you're not saying that it's not out there.
Well, you're right. A lot of people tell me that Bigfoot is dead. I don't believe that. I had
No,
this. I had a discussion with a gentleman who tried to lay the whole thing down to me. Bigfoot is dead. Bigfoot is dead. And I'm like, dude, come on now. How can you be in two different locations at the same time and you can be dead? There's no way, But that's a story for another day. I mean, for
yeah.
later on in the show. All right, hey guys, Henderson, Nevada. When you think of Henderson, Nevada, I don't think anything's paranormal because the West, was kind of founded later on. I mean, compared to the East, where, they 1776, and before that, but Henderson, Nevada kind of came in later. Is there any spooky stuff going on in Henderson, Nevada, or in Nevada, period?
Well, Henderson, Nevada was where they basically kept everybody when they built the Hoover Dam. So,
Okay.
now, the old Henderson area, there's all sorts of old homes that are, can you feel kind of creepy.
Okay. You know what? It took them years, man. I heard a lot of people died on that dam. Have you guys ever thought about investigating it? Have they even let you guys in there? Would they let you in there? I mean, what would be the procedure of you guys getting into a major location like that?
I heard that they're opening it back up to paranormal groups. So it is
Interesting.
worth something to look into.
I mean, what's the most I can say is no if you inquire and send an email asking about it.
Yeah, you can say no, but then you can ask yes, you can ask over and over and over again, kind of get up under their skin, and just eventually they will say yes. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Well, she's accomplished that before.
Yeah, like a kid in a candy shop. Can
I
I
know
get
within the
can I
last
can I can
year, I know within the last year, Ghost Adventures and Ghost Hunters have both been allowed inside Lake Mead, Hoover Dam, and all that.
Well, you know what, man? Those are two paranormal shows we're gonna dive into here shortly. Because I really want to get your aspect to paranormal shows and how they precede us, and and how people in the country and the world look at them, and thinking this is the way that paranormal investigating should be done. A lot of people are getting in trouble. A lot of people are figuring this out, that it takes more than just a few people to hold up a camera and a K2 meter and a cat ball. There's a lot more to it than just that.
It doesn't happen as fast as it does on those shows.
Yeah. So let's jump right into it. How do you guys feel about Hollywood and how they portray us? Bradley, I'm gonna let you go first on that question, since you like watching those shows.
When I was younger, I wasn't as educated as I was in the paranormal industry as I was. So back then, watching those shows, I was like, wow, that's amazing. You're getting all these evidence every episode. And I'm like, wow, I want to go to these places. And now that I've been in a group and I've went to those places and experienced it, I'm like, okay, maybe all this stuff wasn't as it was portrayed on the TV show. And that's what's I'm starting to realize now is just that these shows they're starting to, I feel, manufacture their own evidence for viewers, for money, because that's what TV shows are. They're for viewers. They're to make money, for sponsors. And the original intent on trying to find evidence on the non-living is getting lost in all that. And that's why I think like these smaller groups, like we're a smaller group. I feel I have more faith in us than I do on the groups that I see on TV.
Well, and that's the way it should be, man. Because there's so many teams, young teams, uneducated teams that just want to pick up a phone or a camera and just jump right into it and just say, hey, I can take that name. I'm a paranormal investigator now, without doing the research, without doing your history, and it's not fair. It's not fair to them. It's not fair to us. And it's not fair to the people that you're trying to investigate. Because when you are a paranormal investigator, you are held up to a certain standard. You held up to a certain a degree, and and the most important thing is the respect aspect of it. And me myself, I think Hollywood is full of crap. I'm not gonna say what I really want to say, but I think they full of crap. But I understand it's all about the ratings and it's all about the money, and all the publicity. But in the meantime, you got 5.5 million people, paranormal investigators, who are expecting to hold you to a certain level and a certain account. Because when you're out there, you are representing us.
Mm-hmm.
You are the founders of this. I'm not going to say founders. I'll retract that. You are the ones that people these young guys are looking up to. So I expect you to do it right. But like you said, Brad, it's all about the money, man.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I think they're throwing us under the bus.
And it's not like just like the group. It's not like the group is. It's not like the group is like they don't want to find evidence. Of course they do.
Of course.
But they're just being manipulated by the money.
That's the big word.
Yeah.
Money and I can't even say it. I can't say it. I get tongue tied when I say that big word because that's a word I try not to use. That's a word I don't think no paranormal investigator should use. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think nobody should go down that road. You know what I'm saying? And me myself, I don't know how you guys feel, but some of the best paranormal investigators like yourselves can be found on YouTube and social media. And half the time we're finding evidence and don't even know we find it until somebody else brings it up to you. And then that's when you say, wow, did I just not see that? So you're just as shocked as the person that discovered it. And you happen to get famous that way, or not famous, or you get a few more followers, or, then so be it. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to change who you are. It's not going to put that extra $2 in your pocket. It's not a life-changing moment.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But guys, what do you guys think?
Oh yeah.
Well, since I'm the one that generally gets locations for the group, I started the group and I kind of had this feeling that I kind of felt bad, because I thought, well, we're not funded by Travel Channel. We're not funded by any major players. how am I going to go out and convince these people to let me go to their properties? Because generally the people that own these properties want that fame, want people to come and spend money to investigate, and they're trying to draw you in. So I was thinking to myself, how am I going to be able to get locations? Like, what do I have to offer? And I mean, one day we were talking, and I said,
Brad's.
that's up, Brad. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So one day we were talking, I thought, well, what can we offer to like a show like yours? Like, what can we possibly talk about? And within 5 minutes, we talked 10 things that we listed off that were awesome experiences that probably not many people could say they ever had. And we're like, you know what? We are good people. Hey, we have some good experiences, you know? And we've been some interesting places, and we've had some valid shit happen, you know? And I'm like, we do have to offer. So when I got in that mindset, I would start attacking like different places I wanted to go and just hound people. And I was literally told to kick rocks, to play on freeways, you know, call me back, you know, people ignoring my calls. And then I finally started getting the knack of it. People, like, I learned how to say specific things in my emails and get people's attention, get people wanting us to come. And then when we came and we rolled in, I always promised them that we're not TV. We're just real people with a real passion, and we want real answers. And then we started getting like a connection with all these people, and we started like making friendships and with the owners and the docents, and that's how we've like been able to do the things that we've been doing. But we keep it small, we keep it tight. Too many hands in the pot just creates problems.
Okay. Right quick, guys. You guys have a really bad echo going on over there.
Yeah.
I think it might be the mic. I'm not quite sure on what's going on.
Yeah.
Do you have headphones?
Headphones?
Maybe that might be the reason why. But take your time. We're in no hurry.
Yeah. No, not at all.
Take your time, guys.
Let's just move you out there.
Sounds good to me.
Come on in. Join me. Come on in. Okay.
All right, we're trying something different here.
I'm so sorry. Does that sound better? Do I sound
Yes.
echoey?
Yes. It sounds a lot better.
Brad, it was you. See, I'm telling you, he's a troublemaker.
Guilty. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Hey guys, the paranormal food for the week is zingers. I just thought I want to throw that in there. So the paranormal food for the week is zingers. So if you go to a store and you're looking for something to eat and that want to connect you or put you in that paranormal mood, go get you some zingers, guys. Never fail. Me myself, I prefer the yellow and the chocolate ones with some milk. I would urge you guys to do the same. And the craziest thing is, and I'm not even getting paid to promote zingers, but that's just what I love when I go on investigation. Zingers.
I'm going to pass you on that one now.
Hey, zingers are see, Kathy, I'm with you. Hold up. See?
Find its way in the car.
You love zingers, man. Zingers are some of the
beef
best.
jerky. It has to be on every investigation.
Beef jerky.
Beef jerky.
Okay.
And plenty of drinks. Got to be hydrated.
Well,
especially when you're out there investigating during the summer times.
All right. Hey, guys, tell me a little bit. Let's jump into Henderson or Las Vegas, man, how is it out there, man? Give me the rundown on, locations, your historical society, people that have power and that because they own these locations, are they reasonable with you guys? Do they let you guys in some of these locations or do they put up a fight? How are you guys able to get in some of Nevada's haunted places?
Well, unfortunately, with Las Vegas, nothing really stays old. And once it's old, they tear it down and rebuild. So for the most part, we go outside of Las Vegas. It's you because we got Arizona down one direction. You got northern Nevada, which has a lot of older stuff. Hawthorne, Tonopah, what's Goldfield, all those the smaller places compared to Las Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not going to just go to a hotel and say, I want to stay in room 317. They're going to, you got to. I was coached on this with somebody I knew. He said, when you call and say you want to investigate a certain room, or say something happened, you tend to, first of all, schmooze your way, talk to them, tell them that, it's our anniversary. We want to stay at the first group, like make up a little, get something, try to get your way in. Because a lot of times if you just go up to a desk, they're going to, say, well, what are you doing? So hotels are a really hard thing to investigate. And like he said, they tear it down before it even becomes old.
It's the smaller towns like Tonopah, which has the Mitzpah.
Yeah.
It's known to be haunted. They promote that.
Goldfield,
not Pahrump, but Pioche.
Pahrump, Nevada.
Pahrump even.
That's right outside of our. They have a great little museum. Most people would overlook it, not even drive past it, not even think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But they have some little outbuildings that are really awesome.
That's the same spot where Art Bell used to do his radio show.
Yeah,
was Pahrump. They even preserved his own little spot that he has at the museum, and I was fascinated with that because Art Bell. I used to listen to Art Bell back in middle school and high school. So yeah, Vegas has got their certain spots that got their historical landmarks. Binions, we checked out Binions one time. That's still standing. It's abandoned right now, but it's still standing. So they let us go up there and check it out.
Okay, cool. So
Bonnie Springs Ranch, it's not there anymore.
Yeah.
That's actually used to be ran by Joe Tasso, and unfortunately he passed just recently. But yeah, he was a close friend of the group.
Okay. When people think of Nevada, they think of one thing. They don't think about paranormal investigators because their eyes are fixated, their mind are fixated on Rachel, Nevada. Because when when I called you guys and I asked you guys to come on the show, that's where my mind went. I'm like, oh man, you guys are from Las Vegas, Nevada. Man, we can talk about Rachel, Nevada all day long. Area 51, we can talk about this, we can talk about that, but I think in every city or every town, there is something paranormal. So as a paranormal investigator, I sometimes get a little twisted on focusing on one thing compared to focusing on another. You know what I'm saying? So, and I love the aspect, the UFO aspect of the paranormal. Some people, put them on the top of the triangle, and put UFOs and cryptids on the other side. Bradley, how do you do it?
Well, I mean, I always look up. I always look up to see if I see something in the skies and stuff around here, because Vegas, we're right next to Area 51, so you never know what you're going to see. Now, I do just recently, I mean, we've been finding lights, or I haven't seen it personally, but there's been reports and video footage of lights in the sky recently over Vegas. But I mean, there was a supposed UFO crash in the backyard somewhere, but don't know. I mean, the cops are saying nothing happened, and it's definitely something up. Like it doesn't look like nothing's happening. Something's happening around this area. I don't think Area 51 is as active as it used to be. I think there's a new base somewhere that I don't know about yet. But Area 52, I've heard. I don't know. But I'm still just learning all this stuff that's going around here in Vegas. But Vegas has definitely got something going on with UFOs and stuff like that.
Now, what kills me is, and I remember when that video first came out, it went viral. It went viral quick.
Yeah.
And the thing is, why would these people come out here and just make up something like that? I don't know. And these guys were quite young too. They had
supposedly the family disappeared for a week. They were quiet for a whole week. Like, yeah, they were quieted. Like somebody told them to be quiet about it.
Yeah. Military came in and said, "Hey, shut up."
Yeah.
There's stories behind that whole situation.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? The MIB, shut up. And I know I cannot. Hey, do you guys? Oh man, that's been a long time ago. If you guys remember that governor, or was that somewhere? No, that was in Arizona when that governor came in. They had that UFO crash, and he came out and said, well, it did happen, but a week later on the news, he came out with this giant alien.
Oh yeah, in handcuffs.
Yeah, they called him. Come on,
trying
dude.
to make it a big old joke.
That was the perfect cover up.
That was the Phoenix Lights, I believe.
Phoenix Lights.
Yeah.
That big cover up. But there's a lot of things going on, man. One thing I do know about the government, they will allow you to know some things, but not everything. I talked to a guy who was in the Black Ops, who was a paranormal investigator out of California. Every time I would bring something up, he would throw me off. He's like, can't talk about it. Can't do this, can't do that, can't do this. I can't say that. I'm like, oh, wow, dude. I mean, okay, maybe he say exactly who he say he is, and so on and so on, but he cannot talk about it. Guys, tell me about, because how old is Nevada? When was Nevada founded as a state? Can you guys remember that?
Well, it's called the Battle-Born State. It helped win the Civil War with the silver.
Yeah.
So it was during the Civil War, it became a state.
Okay, so there's a lot of copper mines and things and so on. You guys can investigate. Do they allow you guys to investigate areas like that?
Virginia City, I'll see a lot of places as far as like the old historical, as far as state and county. We have insurance, so that makes a big difference also. Mm-hmm. As far as getting into locations, as far as state owned and these other places. So when you sit here and say, look, we have this kind of coverage, if something happens, you're not getting sued. Nobody's responsible but us.
Okay. I think though it's more like the tourist attraction mines. They set it up because it's safe. They know people can go in, you're going to be okay, you come out, and then they run it like a tourist attraction. Real old mines, you're not going to get in there. They are roped off, no trespassing, so a lot of that stuff that I would probably really like to explore, the real deal, I'm not going to get in there. There's a lot of Like, I sent him out on an exploration one day because I had to go to work. He ended up on some private land for the, was it state?
For a mining company.
For a mining company. And there was a sign that said something about being shot. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. You know, like, what did you do to me?
Be shot on sight. But you know what, guys?
It was something I wanted to go look at, you know. I thought it'd be cool.
Yeah, there used to be some type of residence out there, but now a mining company owns it. So
I think there was like some cat house, like some you know, chicken ranch type thing attached to it. I was trying to see like, okay, go scout it out and we'll see if we can. And then he called me and said, you know, I was like, I'm just glad that you made it out of there.
There you go. Hey, how did you guys, speaking of, how did you guys get TGG?
Oh my gosh. So TGG, that ghost group, came about because I was Eric and I used to be in a former group. Mm-hmm. And my dad would always say, are you going with that ghost group? Did you do that thing with that ghost group that night? And he could never remember the name of the group. Mm-hmm. So he always said that ghost group. So when I said, you know, we're going to start our own thing and we're going to get out of that group and branch off and, you know, I said, what name? And I said, that ghost group, TGG, that ghost group. I said, what better name? Because when you can't remember it, you say that ghost group.
Okay, cool.
George and Josh sitting around the kitchen table.
Yeah.
Did you call that ghost group yet? You know?
Yeah.
Now, you just mentioned broken off.
Yeah.
How does that other team feel about your success and what you're doing now?
That other team was disbanded. They had a leader who had some.
He was doing shady things.
Yeah, it was a unethical business, like overcharging for an investigation and charging his team members just abhorrent. It was just horrible. Like he would tell his members that they had to pay for insurance, but then charge well above what the insurance actually cost him. He was doing shady stuff like that all the time. And it got to the point where towards the end, I started seeing this and started noticing it. And I talked to him about it and said, I don't want to be a part of this. I don't want anybody thinking that I'm cool with this. You know.
You had an Eminem on your team. You had a Slim Shady. What the hell?
He did. That guy was good.
He got people for a lot of money.
Yeah.
Wow, that is crazy. Now, guys, how do you guys feel? Does Henderson have a ghost tour? And if they do you guys collab with them?
From what? No. Boulder City does. Boulder City has a ghost tour. I think there's some groups there's somebody running something on the strip now, like a walking ghost tour. Mm-hmm. I can't even like picture how that would work with, like, how do you do it so people can hear you and other people don't join your group? And I don't know. I don't get it. I'm not get it. There used to be a really cool dude that did a bus tour, and I think he stopped. But what I was gonna say is, it seems like once these people get a niche, they don't let anybody in.
Oh, wow.
Once they realize it works and they're making money, you ain't.
Back to money again.
You know, the reason I asked that is because there was a video out there that I don't know if you guys would know him. He's a well-known YouTube guy called, what is that guy's name? But anyway, he's the one that went to the actual intersection where Tupac got shot and actually did a spirit box session on that corner.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Now, why Tupac would be hanging around that corner, I don't know.
Yeah, he's in Barbados.
I know what you're talking about because I remember watching it and I thought the same thing. Like, I just don't see that. Mm-mm.
His name was Omar Gosh.
Oh my gosh. You know what? Honestly, I liked his videos in the beginning and then they just got way too unbelievable for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't watch no more Gosh anymore. Like
One more guy.
he did a Ouija board at his house, and then it was haunted at his house, and then he goes to a new house, and his new house is haunted. I just can't buy that stuff.
Or when he went to Michael Jackson's Never Never Land and did an EVP session at the front gate and almost getting shot by the security. And I'm like, well, hell, from what I heard, Michael Jackson don't even live there anymore. He sold the land, you know. And besides, if you're on a public road, hell, who cares? If they shoot you, hell, they'll probably give you that land after the lawsuit, you know.
Supposedly he went to the Miami Mall after those aliens were spotted over there, trying to claim that he was by himself. Did you ever hear about that? The aliens, the shadow aliens walking around Miami Bayside Mall or something like that?
No, I never even heard of that.
Yeah, that was the new like viral video that's come out within the last, I think, week or two. And it was a whole bunch of cops, probably about 40 cars lined up outside this mall. And they supposedly were responding to shots fired at the mall, but the footage shows these shadowy figures walking around the sidewalk. So they claim that there's giant aliens walking around, and that's why all the cops were there.
All right, dude. So
I'm gonna have to give a skeptic on this one by looking at
aliens they discovered the mall.
I gotta be the skeptic on this one. The photos are blurred, so you can't really, you take a look at those photos. The cop cars are blurred, so whatever's on those stairs is blurred. Some people are claiming that it was 3 individuals that make up the blur, and I don't know. I don't know what to say on that one.
Omar got seen money, so he went over to the Bayside Mall so he can investigate.
Now I do know that the DC International Airport, way over budget, way over cost, way over time. It's way over everything. The Denver International Airport was way over budget. And so supposedly the guy went through the wrong door and saw some things that he could not explain.
Yep, I heard about that too.
Denver is interesting.
You know, you got terminals that are 6 feet above you. Who in the hell can pee in something like that? Dude, I'm 5'9", and there's no way I could even pee on something into a stool, that big, that tall.
Yep. Oh yeah.
So it's somebody put a lot of money into that. Supposedly it's supposed to be a hub, a space hub where aliens can come and go. But damn, dude, do you not have to see things when they're flying off? I see I see the MIB movie all over again in that one.
Well, that put Denver plus a Skinwalker Ranch in Utah. Yeah. That's been a very fascinating place. I've been watching the shows.
But here's the thing about Skinwalker Ranch. Here's the thing. Do you believe in that place? It's just like all the other TV shows. They actually take time to produce, to edit, and all that stuff. Is some of that stuff believable or unbelievable? I really don't know, because these guys are making money, Hollywood's involved with it, so you got to throw that whole aspect into it. And the thing is, if these guys were legit, and they were like, okay, I'm not in it for the money. Why not just, put everything out on the table and just say, hey, this is that is this. Let's not try to, put that into it. I mean, there's so many things that they can, with that location. And besides, they will let people on that location. If it's not as, if they're really looking for explanations, and they're not putting a dollar sign on it, open it up. Let other people judge.
Yeah.
Now I know for Utah's first paranormal up there, their Paracon that they had a couple years back, they had going to Skinwalker Ranch, and nobody ever made it past the gate.
No. Mm-mm.
Because of insurance and purposes, and with the things that have happened, that they don't want that happening to somebody that just walks up onto the property. I don't, as far as like you or me, they wouldn't just let us come out.
But
we did have dinner with one of the scientists from the show.
Yeah.
And during the dinner, he did ask us, he got several of our opinions. He's like, there's a fine line between entertainment and producing quality, like, science. And he's like, first of all, he asked, do you guys understand? Like, when we're doing these experiments, do you understand the science behind it? Are we being,
or do we need to dumb it down?
Yeah, he asked, do we need to, we all thought, no, you're doing a great job. And he's like, well, you do understand that we have to mix the entertainment to get people to watch and then also do the science as well.
But
okay. He is a scientist,
But aren't we all scientists to a certain aspect, because we are paranormal investigators?
Exactly.
We all are scientists, because we want to discover what's out there. Same thing they're doing. They're saying it's risk, it's this. We do that every time we go on an investigation.
Yeah.
So
and the thing is, you got things happening, and more than just at Skinwalker Ranch. They're finding that the same type of things are happening all over the world.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Skinwalker Ranch is just a popular location.
Exactly.
I know, and I was listening to one of your podcasts last week, and you guys had made a comment about how one of the guys had made a comment about, like, when you say you're a paranormal investigator, people go, yeah, like, oh, or like the funeral director type thing, when people find out you're like, ooh, And now I'm just wearing as a badge of honor. They say, what do you do? I'm like, I'm a paranormal investigator. I'm proud of it, And I find that if I come across that way with like pure confidence, I get a better reception. Like, oh, really? Tell me more. So.
Well, you know what? It's weird because when I say I'm a paranormal investigator, the people here they're not curious. I would say they're bi-curious. They're not totally into it. They fascinated with it, but they're not like, and certain areas of the country, man, I run across paranormal investigators who get just beat down. Oh, you shouldn't be that. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't be that. Da, 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 da. But the farther west you go, the more exciting and acceptable it is. And I don't know why that is. Maybe because one country is much older and they have a better understanding, of things that you shouldn't mess with. You got that whole Bible Belt thing going on over there in the eastern part of the United States. And you guys don't have it so much in the West.
No, ours is more of like, there's no reverence behind ours. It's like, ooh, that's fun. Let's go on a paranormal investigation and let's break in a place and let's go see if we can, find something crazy. And, the East Coast people, I think, have a real, real good respect for it. They treat when you talk to the other paranormal investigators on the East, they're very like methodical. They're very respectful. They have a game plan. You talk to people in the South, they're a little bit, like you said, skeptical, not sure, maybe sometimes a little bit curious, or just know that you can't be that. And then the West Coast people are like, yeah, let's go on an investigation. It's all fun and games, and they don't take it too seriously. So, yeah, there is a definite mix between the...
Anytime we've tried to go into something with a game plan, and we're going to do this, we're going to do that, you know what? The investigations always throw a kink in the whole mix and caused us to do something completely different.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Well,
Yeah.
you know, when my team go into a location or we go invest. Hey, did you guys see that video I posted about that cat?
Yes.
Yes. Now that was Old Park Hotel.
No. This is
Okay.
one we just did last week, man. That
I heard you talking about the cat. Okay.
that damn cat, man. I
You just
said,
see the eyes in the doorway. Think I seen the video. Yeah.
Bradley, how would you react it for something like? Would you have done the same thing I've done?
Okay.
Let
So,
Bradley explain exactly
even
how
though I
he
am a
reacts.
paranormal investigator, I do freak out. There's things that will play with your head, and you will freak yourself out, and I am guilty of that.
Yeah, man. And what's so crazy about it? We've actually caught the evidence of the steel pipe that fell. That that got our attention to even go down that hallway. Now, how that cat managed to knock down, because that pipe sound real freaking heavy.
Hmm.
You know, and I'm like, oh man, let me go check. We had to go check it out. You know me, man. I'm the scary one, so I let the other paranormal investigator go first. So he came around the corner and we saw these eyes staring at us. Then it just took off running. I'm like, oh shit, what the hell is that? And it came. And what's so crazy about it? How many other? Okay, in that hallway, it had to have been maybe 5 to 6 other rooms it passed.
Oh, so
When it made that left to go into that other room to jump out that window, do you know how many other windows he could have jumped out of? Why he picked that particular room, I don't know.
he wanted to say hi. He wanted to say, "What up? You're in my house."
Yeah, man, that freaked me out. I put that thing on TikTok, man, and I thought I would get more views, than what I thought. Hell, I only got 6, but it's okay. You got to start off small somewhere.
The only thing common I've seen on our investigations is a lot of pigeons. And those can freak you out if you don't know they're in the room with you.
Yeah.
Because you can go in and all of a sudden a pigeon flies and it's, what was that? Oh my God.
Hey, that is crazy. Hey guys, do you guys, are your mom and dad still alive? And if they are, what do they actually think about what you're doing as paranormal investigators? And if they're not alive, what would you say to them if you told them, hey, Dad, Mom, I'm a paranormal investigator? What would they say to you guys?
My mom says go for it. Both of my parents are alive. But my mom's mostly in my life, so she's around me all the time. So she says go for it, have fun. If this is what your hobby that you chose to do, have fun with it. Go do what you want to do. Go investigate. Do whatever you got to do. I did have family members that knew that I was doing this, and they've told me before that if they ever go, that they would try and contact me. And so far, I've had an ad passed and no luck yet, but I'm still holding out.
Okay. Interesting.
Oh, yeah.
And she was to contact you, what would you say and what would you do?
It would just have to be at the moment. It would have to be a moment thing. I couldn't tell you what I would say to her. I mean, I love her and I appreciate you trying to contact me and trying to prove that there is life after death. Because that's a $1 million question.
Yeah, it's a $3 million question.
Yeah, you get billions.
All right, Eric. How would you react to how would you react to something like that? A family member that wants to speak with you. What would you do? What would you say? Interesting. I mean, I
would be. Yeah, my mom's the only one around. So, I don't know. She'd probably.
What would be the first question if you had to ask if mom or dad or great grandmother came down and say, "All right, Eric, You're a paranormal investigator. I'll give you 2 questions. That's it. What were those 2 questions you would ask?
Is everything all right on the other side?
Okay.
Because it's going to happen to us all.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
You know, so yeah, that's inevitable. You know, that would be the biggest question I have. Everything all right on the other side? Because sooner or later we're gonna come around full circle, and we'll be doing this all over again.
Mm-hmm. I got a question for you guys. All right, young lady, what would you tell your family members if you had that opportunity? You get 2 questions. What would they be?
I've actually had this experience, so I'm the only one that in this group that's probably lost a few of my family members. So my mom is gone, and my sister's gone. There was one. He had made a portal box, and it was the very first time we went out. We went to a location to try to use the box. My sister came through, called me by my nickname. So I found that to be very validating. That sounded just like her voice, and it was my nickname. What I did was I literally had tears of, like, I rejoiced just knowing and hearing that. It gave you hope. It really just solidified in my heart that, yeah, this, like he said, full circle. I wasn't able to really answer or get any answers, but it was just great because, you know, he met me. You know, my sister's been gone since I think 2001.
Mm-hmm.
But he would have never known her voice. So it was fun to say, that's what my sister sounded like, you know. It would have been cool to have you meet her. And then my mom, I was out in Texas and I was doing an event and I stopped by a table and had someone read for me. I love doing that. I love getting different people to read and give me, you know, tarot card readings and things like that. This one particular night, I stopped by this lady's table and she said, I know your mom is deceased and I want to tell you that your mom is so excited for you. And I said, huh? She goes, no, your mom is doing something that she would have always dreamt of. My mom loved, like Bradley, loved the shows. She thought, this is before Ghost Adventures became popular and Zach Bagans. She thought those boys, you would think that those boys were her boys. She called them her boys. She loved them. She watched those shows. And I'd be like, yeah, whatever, mom, you know, because I didn't, you know. And I was like, okay. Sometimes I thought she loved them more than me, but she loved those guys. Well, she'd always wanted to go on paranormal investigations and things like that. And she had some abilities that ran in the family. Mm-hmm. And when this psychic lady told me, she's like, your mom is so excited for you because you're hopping on planes. You're going to investigations. You're locking and securing things down. She goes, your mom knows about all this. She's watching this. And she's so excited for you. And she's proud of you because it's something she would have never done. Your mom always talked and dreamt about it, but she would have never done it. And when this lady told me that, I was like, whoa. So, that right there. So, yeah.
Guys, let me ask you guys a serious question, and I really want your opinion on this because we talked about this last night. If you guys watched last night's podcast, the young kids today, why do you think they are so curious to know what's going on the other side?
Oh, definitely. You know what it is? Young kids today don't have hope. They don't have hope. If you believe in something greater than that, and you want that validation that something else is on the other side, and there's going to be something better, and there's something better waiting for you, and it gives you hope that you're going to be reconnected with the ones you love. I firmly believe that. They're looking for hope. They're looking for something in their life to fulfill them. Because right now, they don't got it.
Okay.
If you're facing a computer screen all day or a cell phone, that ain't giving them the real connection
Right.
that they need to people.
What do you think, Bradley?
My own daughter.
Well, I mean, I believe the same thing she said. I mean, no hope. I mean, you're seeing these celebrities killing themselves, and they have good lives. Their perception is good lives. Like, was it Anthony Bourdain? He was a guy that traveled and tasted food around the world. He killed himself. So these people that are growing up and watching these people, they're going, well, these people have good lives and they're killing themselves. it's kind of that's what goes back to a hope. Like, these kids don't. If this the world's getting worse. It's not getting better. Like, everything's costing more. Like, it's getting really bad, and then that's where you can see where these kids are not getting any, like, they don't have hope for the future. We're so yeah, I mean, that's where.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
Eric, what do you think?
You know, I grew up around churches and all that, as did, I think, Joanne and probably you, Brad. There's a fear of sin instilled in the older generations that you don't see a lot of these. I'm not speaking up for religion, but it's held apart in the older in the older people. It's a part of our lives, whatever we believe now and where we sit. Religion was a part, and suicide. You were always led to believe you're going to hell. Now you see a lot of kids these days aren't spiritual, aren't religious. The ones that you do see that are spiritual, they have a different air about them. And it's not. I'm not saying you have to be religious, because there is a difference between spiritual and religion. There's something missing. There's something missing in the lives of the younger generation now.
Yeah, I totally agree, and I think it's a sense of who they are and who they want to be. Like we were talking last night, when the baby boomers came to be, they knew how they had a plan when they were 15, 14, because they were working for their parents. They were doing this, they were doing that. They had their lives were set before them. They knew what they needed to do. Women knew, hey, I'm going to get married. I'm going to have a bunch of kids. I'm going to raise my family. And I'm going to live as long as I can and hopefully see my grandkids and so on and so on. The men, hey, they knew that, hey, I got to raise my family, become the perfect role model for my kids, and protect and honor my wife, until so on and so on. So when you go down a road like that, and your life is laid out before you, everything is exactly the way that you want it. It can't get no perfect in that. There is no time to veer off course, on certain things in your life. But today, it seems like these kids here, and my kids are the same. They don't go to church. They don't do this.
I can't help it. I'm fancy, okay?
Somebody got that bougie doorbell.
I got the bougie box in here. All right, it's done.
So it seemed like the baby boomers had their lives laid out for them, and it's still going.
That's another room.
Oh, goodness.
Ooh.
That one will be done.
And we actually had this. This was actually a doorbell at a location we went to.
Yeah, that was surprising.
That was interesting. Okay, yeah. So just think and the way I'm going with this is technology has a lot to play into the world now. You know, these kids, they don't read books. They don't do this. They play games. Most kids today can't even write their names in cursive. They print their name. You know, baby boomers were learning how to do that when they were like 2 or 3. You know, so there is a vision from what these guys did back then compared to what these guys are doing now. You know, and if the question, and if the roles was reversed, if you take baby boomers and put them in the 21st century and take these 21st century kids, put them in the 19th century, how would they adapt to what's going on in that particular era? I think that the baby boomers will continue doing what they're doing. And I think the world will be a better place. But these kids now, if they was to reverse and go back, these kids wouldn't know how to adapt to that.
They wouldn't survive. They wouldn't survive. All they know is their phone. Hey, what's my phone tell me to do now?
You know, they don't like to. And you know what? And these kids don't know what hard work is. You know, they don't know half the things that these guys knew in the 19th century, in the 20th century. They just had no idea what hard work is. They don't have that concept of their life being laid before them, and they have to do it a certain way, whether you're a man or woman, you know. But it's weird because it seems like these kids have so much time on their hands now. It's just like they don't know what to do with it. Their minds, instead of focusing on the task at hand, their minds go wandering. And you know, and once your mind wanders, it can take you to places you would like to go, and it takes us to places you don't want to go. You know what I'm saying? So it's, oh man, I just think that, you know, and the suicide, and I think that's why the suicide rate is so high. You know, because there's no sense, there's no vision for these kids, you know, and once their minds start wondering, oh man, I wonder what's over there. Is it like this? Is it like that? And you know what? And then let's go back to this whole Hollywood thing. The way that Hollywood proceeds, you know, our paranormal investigators, and they want to talk to all these spirits and think everything is okay. And I'm not saying that everything could be okay, but certain spirits have certain problems. You know what I'm saying? So you can look at that both ways, but still, you know, when you have that mindset of, okay, man, there's nothing for me here. I wonder what's over there. Let me go hang myself so I can find out what's over there. You know,
there's no reset button. You can't just go back.
Nah. You know, and it's crazy because if you think about it for a moment, like you said, Brad, there's no reset button. You can't think, oh, okay, well, I see it, I don't like it, now I want to go back into my body to where I used to be. Come to find out, you know, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. It can be if you do what you need to do here, because I think every one of us has a role to play in this. You know, there's a certain destiny that you have to achieve. You know, unless God wants to take you himself, everybody has a road. Everybody has their own road that they have to go down. You know, and with these kids today, their road has been cut way too short just to try to figure out, can I go over there and speak to you and come back, you know, and all that stuff. No, once it's done, brothers. There's no coming back from that. And you know what? And just because these guys in Hollywood or capturing evidence, and so on and so on, or the average paranormal investigator. The thing is, what these guys are experiencing, or talking to, might not be the same way.
You attract different spirits. You can get bad spirits. You can get good spirits that talk. Yeah, you don't know.
It might not be the same way. You might have to put in some work to even be able to do what you want to do once you get over there. You know what I'm saying? So it's that's a tough one right there, man. Because I wouldn't know what to say, if I came across that situation where a kid has done what he's done just to see what's on the other side. If you want to, like I tell every kid, if you want to talk to somebody that's been on the other side, talk to somebody who's sensitive, medium, psychic. So you got to do your history, do some research, and so on and so on. Just don't go do it just to say, I did it, because who are you going to tell that I did it to? Because you can never come back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
we
crazy.
were held accountable for our actions of growing up, and I think that may play a big part of it too, because a lot of kids aren't getting in trouble for things they should be getting in trouble for nowadays. They're not being held accountable, so everybody's just getting away with whatever they want, and we're seeing that in the society.
I totally agree with you. That's how the baby boomers can fit. They will continue doing what they're doing in this generation compared to the roles being reversed. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's crazy. Hey, have you guys ever did an investigation in Arizona?
Yeah,
We do a number of them.
What do you guys think about the Superstitious Mountains?
ooh, that would be fun. I want to go there. I have not done an investigation there. We've talked about it numerous times, but yeah, we've hit Arizona, Kingman a lot. We like that because it's easy for us to get in and out. But just that Superstitious Mountain, yeah.
And why do you think because Arizona has a lot of monuments. They have where, and man, I can't think of those damn monuments. I think the Aztecs built them or something. Why do you think that no paranormal investigator have ever investigated a location like that? And if they have, why come it's not on social media? Because I've never even seen it or anything.
There's places like Two Guns where the Apache Death Cave is. There's people have gone out there. I guess there was an issue between some Apaches and Navajos, I believe, where they raided a village, took their women. They found them in this cave and they killed them. They smoked them out.
The monuments that you're talking about is that public land, or do you have to be on? Is it Native American land? Is that why?
I think it might be Native American land. Who's the tribes out there?
Because that's a big thing with Arizona. You have to, even though there's a lot of things I want to do, I can't do because you're on
the reservation.
You're on their land, and because there was a few things we were talking about wanting to go check out, and then once we actually started investigating, like how to get there, then people would warn you, you can't go on there. It's not,
But here's the thing: it's some of those monuments and some of those places are open to the public because it's considered a tourist attraction.
But if it's on Native American land, it's their decision ultimately, because that's tribal police and it's a whole different faction. They have their own council to deal with that, just like Pyramid Lake. We couldn't really do anything up on Pyramid Lake without permission from the Paiute Indians. So,
do you think they're a little bit more open to you? If you guys do you think they're a little bit more open for paranormal investigators? to come on there and investigate?
I don't see the Native Americans being too open for investigations like that.
No.
Wondering because the Native Americans are so well in tune to the spirits.
Yes.
You know, I don't.
It's weird though, because they are, but then they don't talk about it too. It's kind of strange because, like, when you ask, they'll tell you, like, "Oh, we acknowledge it and we understand it, but then we don't talk about it as a tribe."
Right, because apparently that whole Skinwalker Ranch is Native American land.
Yeah.
Oh, the Utes, the Ute Indians, I think, own the whole state of Utah. If I'm right, I might be wrong on that one. But I think the Utes were the main Indian tribe that was in Utah at the time. You know, so somebody knew something. Somebody knows something.
And I don't know. I mean, if these are not well heard of places to investigate, the people that are on YouTube making, you know, the monetization, they're probably not going to. You got to go to the places that people want to, you know, the hot spots, the happenings. If they feel it's not going to get them clout, you'll probably find out. People are going out investigating. You know.
I'm having one of those Arsenio Hall moments right now. Make you want to
If you're monetized on YouTube, a lot of them it's what's gonna get me subscriptions and gonna put some money in my pocket.
Right. Now, you know, Texas is one of these states where there's a hospital, man, within 10 miles of each other. Hospital. You know, nursing home. There's recovery centers. You know, and everything filters downward. Hospital, recovery, nursing home, and so on and so on. So the minute a nursing home is shut down, everything that filters into it shuts down also. You know, like that location that with the cat, that used to be a nursing home. And it did a damn neighbors, dude. They closed it down. It's been closed for almost 40 years. And it's the prime location for an investigation. Do you guys have that also? You know, where something like a big hospital closes down, then everything else filters down, closes also because they don't have any patients anymore.
No, we don't really. Pretty much all of our medical facilities are active and running. There is a rehab center here in Las Vegas that closed their hospice wing down, and I got to experience that, unfortunately, firsthand. Before I started dating Eric, I was dating a nurse, and my own mother was there in rehab, and he had told me, go in the back way and you can get to her room faster. Mm-hmm. And I thought the back way was the way I chose. I ended up alone in this darkened part of the hospital, the rehab center, by myself. I must have been bum rushed by hundreds of spirits telling me their stories and what they wanted to convey. And some of them were grieving, some of them were, you know, sad. And I just panicked. I just absolutely panicked. And I ran as fast as I could, hit the double doors, and I went out into the lobby where the nurse's charge station was. And the lady says to me, honey, are you okay? And I went, sure. I'm fine. Nothing happened. Like, I meant to do that. And then I got home and I was telling my boyfriend at the time, I was like, why the hell did you not tell me? Like, I went the wrong way. And he goes, I said, what was I in? He goes, you were in the old hospice wing.
Oh, wow.
Ready to turn it over into an active part of the rehab center. I was like, well, now you tell me. I was like, so Yeah, we don't have a lot of, other than that one place that I know of. They, if it's old, they tear it down, build it back up. You know.
Yeah, you know what? And it makes it more active, because spirits are used to certain things a certain way. So if you tear it down, it's possible you can have an awakening because something can be dead for so long because it's resting there.
Yeah.
It's just like a house. If you remodel a house and this certain individual that owned that house before you, they're going to get angry. So you're going to have an awakening, and that's when all hell's going to break out because you're doing something, even though you own the house, but do you really own the house?
Yeah. And I don't want to discredit. I don't want to discredit Vegas in any way. I'm not saying that there is nothing here paranormal, nothing active. There is. I mean, but it's the most benign things. You'll go into a museum, and him and I will get this look, and I'll be like, and he'll smile, and I'll smile, and I'll be like, "You want to come back?" And he's like, "Yeah, we need to come back." Because when we go into a building here, we always say, "Are we paranormal investigators? Or are we just here for the day, enjoying ourselves?" And we'll say, "Oh, we're just here as normal people." And then I'll look at him and he'll look at me and go, "No, there's something to this building we need to come back for." We have a lot of museums here, and don't sleep on the museums in Vegas. So there's a lot of stuff that happens at these museums just because the artifacts alone have so much history.
Yeah.
So things are.
Yeah, and some of the hospitals here, man, you could be during the day. You can just go walk. You necessarily don't have anything going on or any family members there. But have you ever walked down a hallway of a hospital in the day or the night and you just get that look that somebody's freaking staring at me?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit. And and what's so crazy about it, your body is your key one is the key thing that warns you. Fucking, I don't have hair on my arms, better yet on my head, but my damn hair on my head and my arm stands up. I can't figure that one out. So I'm like, what the hell, man? Or you feel that cold breath of cold air walk past you, and there was no air conditioning duct or vent or anything. It's crazy how some of these places are haunted. Doesn't matter if it's day or night.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna walk right past you. You're gonna feel that energy, and and so on and so on. But it's give me the chills just thinking about it.
Your senses are the number one tool to use.
Yes, sir, it is. I'd rather have my senses in a K2 meter.
There's been so many times we've walked into a place, and there was a time we were with the old team, and we were just, we had done like 3 locations in a day, and I was just so tired. And I said, "Don't worry about bringing the equipment in." And then I get into the building, I'm like, "Yo, there's something here. Bring the SLS." Got it. He goes and he has to walk all the way back to the car, put the SLS together. Sure enough, there was something in there, so it was fun, neat, but yeah. When you're just standing there with nothing, that's the prime time. Like when it's just
that's crazy.
I know
nothing. We were at a location, and man, I can talk about this forever. Even though I wasn't there, I was outside the location, and one of the team members went inside the location. It was pure dark. It was dark. That location is dark during the daytime. Okay, apparently he was given a tour to another team from another city because they want to see the location. Okay, fine. I'll sit in there. You go ahead and do that. And here comes this lady out of the shadows. She just walks right up to him. And the only way that my paranormal team knew she was there is because the other team members did like this. And so he turned around, But the thing that really tripped me out about his encounter was the face. He only saw the face and the torso. He didn't see anything below that. And I'm like, what the hell is this? He thought it was just a hoarder. But the way she reacted to the questions that he was asking her kind of made me say, number one, he asked her, is this place haunted? And she like, no. The second one, he didn't see anything below her waist. And the really creepy thing is she didn't have, I don't know, because she turned around and walked right back into the shadows, right into the darkness, like it was nothing. And this little girl, or this little woman, can't be no more than, Justin was about 6 feet. She can't be no more than 5'4". So she's small. But to see her head and her torso and not the rest of her body, Arsenio Hall moment. You know what I'm saying? But the question I have for you guys, do spirits always tell the truth? And if they do, and if you ever encountered something like that, and you asked that one specific question, do you think they would tell you yes or no?
No. Because if it still retains intelligence, then it still has the ability to be deceitful.
Yeah.
And that could be like a demon skinwalker trying to change into a wolf or a dog, whatever. They're trying to deceive you. So yeah, I can't trust the spirit unless I know it's a spirit.
Yeah, because at that point,
it's trying like a family member or something.
Yeah, because we didn't know who that was. We've been back. And I understand that sometimes hoarders, they come and they go. They never stay at one place one time. But when we went back, because we had a team from Houston come in and investigate that location, it was, they got ran out of the building by something we don't know what it was. A huge shadow figure was formed at a certain location, and they seen that, and they got the hell up out of there. And we never been back since. So there's two presence there: the tall man and the woman with no torso.
Wow,
You know-
I don't know.
And that's the thing. We only hear it within a certain frequencies and only see within a certain spectrum.
Yeah.
What is it that we're missing outside of those? We're not alone. We know that. Our ancestors didn't make up stories about what they were seeing from their imagination. There's too many stories that coincide with each other from different locations.
Mm-hmm.
People never even met each other, and they're sitting here talking about almost identical things. I mean, you got people that are going to call that some type of mass psychosis or something. No, there's so many things that are just unexplained.
Yeah.
Brad,
let me ask you a question, man. And I want you to be honest with me.
Okay.
Do you believe in urban legends?
As in like Bigfoot, like Loch Ness and stuff like that?
No,
Or?
something that's a little bit more far-fetched, that's been, something that's been down from generation, and it's been twisted and turned. It could turn a right corner, left corner, make a complete loop. Because there's a lot of urban legends out there that people sometimes, you know, say that it's real, it's not real. Now, we know Bigfoot exists, but what I'm talking about urban legends is, oh man, every state has a Goatman's Bridge. Every state has a something that it's an urban legend that's been
Like a
trickled down from
chupacabra or something like
generation
that.
to
I
generation.
I don't know. I haven't really put much thought into that, in the urban legends and stuff. I don't really have an opinion on it. I don't know. I haven't really thought about urban legends.
Would you consider investigating them?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, anything that's mysterious, I want to figure out the answers to.
Because we do know urban legends has started. They started at some point in time.
Yeah, there has to be a source, a starting point.
Yeah, and over the years it get twisted by the next high schooler and the next high schooler after that and the next high schooler, and as we sit up under the campfire at night telling ghost stories, sometimes we put a twist on it. And I think that's how urban legends come to be. But we do know Bigfoot exists. We do know those little badass kids in West Texas. We all know that they exist. I don't know if you guys ever heard of those black-eyed children.
Yeah.
They're terrorizing West Texas. And and you know what? I'll tell them to their face. You come to the hood, that's your ass.
Even the Native Americans have the stories of the little people, and and it's all across the country, all across the world.
And you know what? And even Hollywood has even put their foot into urban legends. The Candyman. Say Bloody Mary 5 times.
Bloody Mary. I was going to say Bloody Mary.
And all that other stuff, and so on and so on. And what's so crazy about it? All these things that people are saying from over the years, it's becoming to have a thing of its own. There are a lot of people out there that don't investigate the paranormal, but they will investigate the urban legends.
Now, what about Slender Man? Slender Man was brought about from the internet.
Yeah, Slender Man. Hey, you know what? Never even heard of him until I saw the movie. And then I watched the movie. For like 20 minutes, and I turned it.
As a society, are we manifesting these things by bringing them into existence by the more people believe, put thought into it? I mean,
No, we've had this conversation many times. I mean, we just talked about a mass psychosis, but if you're talking about like Bloody Mary, if you're already, say a bunch of kids are already playing around in the bathroom, I mean, your brain can actually, manifest that. I mean, you can actually see what you're going to talk about and what you say.
Yeah, you know what? And the biggest, I am a true skeptic of this. I just like to know you guys' opinion. Starting with Eric. Eric, do you believe, because it's an urban legend to me until I see otherwise, do you believe that having two mirrors together facing each other open up portals?
You hate mirrors.
I hate mirrors.
He hates mirrors.
I don't know why, but I hate mirrors. I never had a bad experience with them, but I don't want a mirror in my bedroom.
Yeah.
I can't sit here and tell you why. It just creeps me out because I guess there's that thought in my mind of me looking in the mirror and I make a move and the mirror makes a different move.
Who are you gonna call?
So I don't know. Yeah, I'm not a fan of mirrors. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Bradley, what you think? You think having two mirrors close together makes a portal?
No, I don't think so. I mean, that I just don't believe. I don't believe that. I don't think there's anything. I mean, man, I just don't. I have mirrors. There's nothing that I've ever encountered that would make me convinced that there's something in connection with the paranormal. Until that happens, and no, not really. A mirror's a mirror.
Hmm.
I know. I've done a lot of mirror scrying, so I'm on the opposite end of their thought belief. I think there is some power to mirrors, but again, this is why we talk about things and we share our, why we think about things and beliefs, and this is the stuff that we all talk about when we're at dinner and when we're sitting out. But yeah, I think there's power in mirrors. I really do.
Yeah, you've been a gifted one. I think you would understand that a little bit more than others. Like you're saying, and it's I don't know, man. It's one of those things that make you go,
And even then, if you see what you're seeing when you're mirror scrying, and then you stop and say, okay, well, I see what I see. Now, is this a science part of it? Like, did I really see that? Or is it my brain telling me that that's what so it all goes back to that psychology. And that's what I love about paranormal, because there's so much mixed in with psychology. There's a lot mixed. There's so much. I mean, the emotion of it, the psychology of it, the science of it. People don't realize it's more than just chasing Casper.
right?
There's so much.
But Eric, if I, and if I was you, man, and I looked through that mirror and I turned my head and he kept straight going, I'll jump out of that bed and I'll walk to that mirror and I tell him, you know what I would tell him? Hey, tuck that belly in, get that chin up, and get your ass to work.
It's then you would have to start questioning, because then you'd have to start questioning timelines, dimensional alternate realities.
Yeah,
it would just throw too much. It would throw too much out there.
Oh man, it would, but it's worth it. It's really worth it.
In one reality, you make a decision that sets you down this path. You don't make the decision and it sets you down a different path. It's infinite.
But it's life.
Yeah. Definitely.
It's always that what if. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
Paranormal.
Yeah, it's always
It is.
you know what? I'm gonna let you guys take a break for a minute, and I am gonna focus on the young lady because I got a question. Since you are a sensitive, I gotta ask. I really do. And if you guys watched last night's podcast, I asked the same question to the young lady also. Why are you guys so afraid of coming out of the closet? Everybody else has come out the closet, but you guys want to open up the door and look around, but not take that step forward. Witches have done it. Warlocks have done it. Man, we got more witches and warlock convention in the state of Texas. It's crazy. But those who have that psychic twitch, that psychic twinkle, refuse to open the door and take that step. Why is that?
Well, here's here's what I think, and this is my answer, but I don't claim I'm a sensitive, and I don't claim I'm a psychic. But do things happen, and do things happen quite often? And do I call things before they happen? And do I walk in a room and feel things? Yes. Will I ever say I'm psychic? Will I ever say I'm sensitive? No. And I think that's just because there is a sense of humility. There's a sense of responsibility. You don't want to be wrong, and I don't want people following me blindly because they think I have some gift.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I have things that align and match up, and too many occurrences have happened in my life that I still to this day look at that door and I peek around the corner just to, and I just think it's that there's it's a great responsibility, and I don't want to be responsible for being wrong, I guess is what it is. I don't want anybody being hurt, and I don't want to feel bad if something, like if I call something out and something does happen to somebody or something doesn't happen to somebody. There's just been so many times where, like the other night, I rolled up on a horrific accident, and I saw the guy dying, and I told him on the phone, there's a man dying right in front of me. And sure enough, he died. There was other days where I look at a newscast and I can tell you, if they don't explain who was hurt in the car, I can tell you who was hurt in the car. I can tell you that he was a family man, that he lost, it's just, and those are things that I can share with him, but I wouldn't want to necessarily go and tell the world, like, hey,
Yeah.
I guess I want to save face too to people that really do have a gift, and I don't want to make light of it and make it not seem.
Yeah. It seems like a lot of the people that have that gift, they are fearful to walk through that door because they are afraid of the what ifs, like you're saying. But Bradley,
Yes, sir.
do you watch Star Wars? Are you a Star Wars fan?
I am.
What does fear lead to?
What was that? What was the question?
What does fear lead to? Yoda said it perfect.
Fear leads to evil. No, I'm wrong. I do not know the quote.
Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate
There
leads
you
to
go.
suffering. Now, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen if you don't open that door, if you don't walk past that door and see what's going on.
Yeah.
But how long can you guys continue looking behind that door and not evolving like you guys should? It seems like you guys are just being sheltered or being stubborn and don't walk. It seems like you guys are afraid of what could possibly happen if you guys take that 2 or 3 steps through that door. Witches have done it, warlocks have done it. These guys are out in the world. And what's the one group of people that's been scrutinized, demoralized, been hung, and all that other stuff because of what they were?
Pagans.
Witches and pagans are been manhandled since they came from the boat in Europe. But they've managed to evolve and become the people that they are today. There are so many witches out there that have embraced who they are and what they are. It's unbelievable. There's good witches. There's witches that study the dark arts. There are witches that are communing with nature. There are so many different types out there but yet they have came to embrace on who they are, and they took that step, and now they're on their journey walking down that road to see where it leads. And it kind of frustrates me because I feel like you guys as psychics, medium, clairvoyants, and so on and so on, or whoever had that psychic twinkle, they just refuse to open up their door. The door is open, the door is cracked. Why not just take that step? I don't know. Maybe they see something. Maybe they see a future that that they don't see. So that's the reason why they continue leaving that door cracked. I don't know. But that is the question I ask every person that has that twinkle twitch. You know what I'm saying?
What's the majority of the answer that they give?
Well, most of them would say, the world is not ready for that.
Because quite honestly, everybody has the ability. It's just a matter of whether or not you unlock it.
Yeah.
Because that's really what we do. I mean, when you were growing up, weren't you told as a child that they'll call you crazy? They'll put you in an asylum.
Yeah.
I think nowadays it's more, people are more open to the concept of like children being really sensitive. I mean, look at the kids that we have talking about. I was there when the Twin Towers collapsed. I was in it. Or I was this pilot in World War II.
Yeah.
And he could tell you the entire squadron as a child, but as he grew up, that memory left. It's interesting, and it really does make you think what our life consists of and what we've been through before.
Right. I get that one. I clearly understand it. But it's really hard when you guys, I'm very claustrophobic. I cannot be in closed spaces because my heart would start racing and I just want to get the hell out of there. But me, I think that most mediums and psychics or clairvoyants, I think they're in a closed space, and I think they want to get out of it. I think they want to knock that wall down, open up that door, and and walk down that road. But I just think they're scared of the what if.
I mean, what if
You say, everybody have a what if.
They open up and suddenly they're just bombarded by spirits.
So that's one of those questions again.
Mm-hmm.
It's very interesting. Okay, let me jump into a comment right quick. You guys can see that. I know it's been a while, but
well, Brad, what equipment do you use the most?
yeah.
The K2 and the SLS. What was the other one? The Obvious. I think we use the Obvious, and there is a spirit boxes that we use.
If you say cat ball, I'm going to shoot you.
We have the music box, that for if something's to pass by in front of it. We have laser grid pens.
Yeah, but what do you like using? Because I like to use an EMF meter, because not only I have the REM pod that's built in, but it's gonna tell you if there's any temperature fluctuations.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna tell you about your electromagnetic fields. So it's gonna validate some of the things that I'm feeling, and then the coup de grace, for some reason, I'm really good with an SLS. I can say, hey, Eric, point there. And he points there, and generally I'm always right. And
we'll catch something in a doorway.
And we'll get it to where I'm on video saying, Eric, I think there's something, like we're in a law library. Eric, over by the law books, shoot over there. And he's filming me as I'm saying where to shoot, and he's showing the SLS and it's showing a stick figure pop up. There's nothing better, more validating. It's like you're like, yes,
Right?
But then you got to question: did I really get something or not? I mean, you got to try and get a intelligent response.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys use any of those phone apps?
So it used to be, because I was reading these articles in the scientific magazines about how they're full of crap and blah, blah, blah. And at first I was like, yeah, they can, but then we got to thinking about it one day. Him and I said, we use an old phone that has no chip in it,
Mm-hmm.
not connected to any cell towers, nothing. It's just got the app. So tell me how we're somewhere at a location and the stuff that's coming out of it is corresponding to what we're talking about. So say we're out in the middle of the desert, it's saying words like desert, burial, sand, or we're in an old hospital. It is saying a hospital. So it makes you think maybe there is something to it,
We had an experience in a hospital when her dad was in there, and it's suddenly my name came up on it, and they talk about a distraction. The distraction's coming, and next thing we know, the guy in the room next to us started screaming. It leaves you to question. It definitely leaves you to question authenticity. It makes you say, well, it makes you wonder. But are we going to sit there and put? Are we going to sit there and?
No, I don't put 100% stock in it. No,
because it's all experimental.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, good answer. Because I use the SLS app, and it's been very reliable for me. And I've actually seen some things that I could not understand. I could not explain on it. And it's been good to me so far. Only because hell, I can't afford one.
And I started comparing the two.
Yeah.
I've started saying, I've done that. It's just like, okay, we got an Ovilus, we've got this. Let's see what kind of comparison there is. Let's see if there's any cooperation with each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of being of an investigation. Are you getting anything that cooperates one another? I've used the phone, the SLS on the phone the last few times, along with the regular SLS, because I'm questioning it. Is something actually there? Am I going to pick it up on multiple devices? And if not, well, what's really happening here?
Interesting. All right. Hey, guys, couple more questions, and I'll let you guys get out of here. Bradley.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you a question, man. You got a dog? You got any animals?
I have no animals. I used to have a cat. It passed away a while ago.
What happened to the cat?
I believe it. I think it got it lost its weight. I saw him. I'm assuming it had cancer or something. But yeah, it lost its weight rapidly, and then it died. But yeah, I had it for 12 years. So I mean, it's lived.
Would you consider using a dog on an investigation?
Animals seem to sense things that are not there. There's dog. I've seen videos of dogs staring at things like the ceiling, and I mean, their sensors are stronger than ours. Definitely, that's why they use them on criminal investigations. They smell things, they hear things, they see things. Cats have night vision. They can see things at night. They'll see things that we'll never ever get to see.
Right.
So yeah, they sense when we're gonna have earthquakes. They sense that type of stuff. So yeah, I definitely feel that animals, like a dog or something, could definitely sense a presence. So yeah, definitely, I would use a dog and test it out and see how it goes.
So why do you think a lot of paranormal investigators don't use animals?
I mean, it could be noise contamination.
Safety.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's the only thing I can really think of is they can contaminate the noise. They can, but other than that, I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe I don't know.
I'll strap a GoPro on him.
And let them go.
And strap a GoPro, animals are very, very, like you said, they're very sensitive, man. They
Very sensitive.
hear everything. And you know what? And it's not the biggest animal that's very sensitive. It's the small animals too. Because when there's a something that they don't understand, like a cricket will quit chirping.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If it's really something that they see, the birds would would stop humming. It would be total silence. And I'm like, oh God, dude, nature is a mug. If nature has that capability of is really sensitive like that, I want some in a bottle.
Well, you see these like end of the world movies and stuff, and you see birds migrating, getting away from the danger, and they have those type of senses where they can sense that type of stuff.
Yep. And besides, they don't want to be a part of that anyway. They're like, man, why y'all messing with us? Well, I mean, we're just birds. We over here hanging out. But when it's time to go, they're packing their bags up and leaving.
Oh yeah, no question.
Dogs have been known to sense earthquakes hours before they happen.
Yep. And so I think having a animal a part of the team would be great. I think they would be a great member to the team. Asset
Definitely.
to the team.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Right there.
I mean, honestly, I kind of wish that I was able to when I got my cat as a kitten from Oatman, I kind of wish that I would have just took him around everywhere with me.
Don't you put a GoPro on that cat, you're gonna lose money.
We've thought about that. We've talked about that too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Not strapping my $300 equipment to a cat. No.
And the one thing that I do know that a lot of people don't realize is that spirits are very, how can I say this? They are not just grounded to the ground. I mean, spirits in the air, spirits here, especially around cemeteries. Because when I took my drone to one what is the name? Demons Road, Martha's Cemetery, probably one of the most haunted cemeteries in the state of Texas. Now, I'm not gonna say the most haunted because we don't know. I can say one of the most haunted. I get mad at people when they say this is the most haunted. How the hell you know, dude? Have you ever been to every hotel? Have you ever been to every cemetery? Well, tell me, how in the hell do you know? You know what I'm saying? But my drone was in the air and I captured something. And my mind went to racing. So I looked over it over and over again, and I zoomed in on it. And just literally a couple feet away from my phone, I found an anomaly that shouldn't be there. And I'm like, oh man, what the hell? It seemed like they were more curious about the drone, being flown up than me being on the ground. They're like, hey, I've seen you before. I mean, you're human, but what is this up in the sky? Don't know. So I just wanted to see what you guys think about that one.
Well, once again, for me, it goes back to other, outside of our spectrum, our visual spectrum, what's out there. You know, they a lot like witches and all that. They believe in the elementals, the elemental spirits. I mean, yeah, you're gonna find it. You're gonna find something related to the air element of air, spirit. You know, as a spirit. You know, up there. Um, it makes you question things.
Makes you question a lot. Yeah. All right. Hey, guys, we've been on the show for almost an hour and 54 minutes. It don't even seem just like yes, 20 minutes. It's been
I know.
almost 2 hours.
Start talking about things you love, and time flies by.
Yeah. But you know, the next 5 minutes, Brad, I'm gonna focus on you. That's okay.
No
You
problem.
know,
Oh, Brad's in the spotlight.
Focus away.
okay. Have you, you know, since you are you're into you know UFOs, do you consider yourself a ufologist?
No, not because I mean, I don't know a lot about UFOs. I mean, I just know about what I've watched on videos, and I mean,
Okay.
I'm fascinated with it.
But would you go? But would you go down that road if you choose to?
If I had the opportunity to investigate stuff like that, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I want to check it out. I want to see a UFO. I've never seen one. I would love to see a UFO.
Okay, let me ask you.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to see it.
Yeah, right.
I mean, when I was a kid, grays, those would that terrified me. I had other than this, like scary movies, they didn't do anything to me. But these grays, there's something happened in my head that terrified me as a kid. But yet at the same time, it fascinated me. So
Hey,
it kind
you know what? There was no. You know what? I'll be honest with you, man. Why is it that UFOs never go to the hood?
They lock their doors when they pass by us. Yeah.
Why you think UFOs never go to the hood, man? If you can tell me one solid story about a UFO encounter, an alien abduction somewhere in the west side of Chicago or the east side of Houston or Compton or you know places like that. I just never hear of stuff like that. Do you?
Yeah, no, I absolutely
It
don't.
doesn't happen. Now, the rural areas, people that are everyday common folk, you know, they get abducted, but not the people who have actually living a certain lifestyle.
Yeah.
It doesn't just work. People, it seems like they don't want abduct people that are struggling, that are living day for day, you know, living life at the fullest because you never know if you're gonna be there one day or the next, or you don't know where
How do they know? How do they know that though? How do they know that person's living?
You know what I'm saying? You
That's
know,
crazy.
so for me personally, I think there's a chip in all of us. Somebody's tracking somebody. You know, that little bitty thing right here. You don't know. It's been there since birth, but
Yeah.
you never even bother to see what the hell that scar is about.
We could all be told it's a birthmark or something.
Yeah,
And then, you don't
that's
know.
a good one. Why is it that every person on this planet has a birthmark?
Mm-hmm.
Make you want to go, are we not being tracked like cattle?
That's that seems.
You go missing tonight, Bradley. I miss you.
You know, if you're not being tracked by because birthmarks is on every baby that's born. How is that even possible? How is that even logical? That everybody on this planet has a birthmark. If we're not being tracked, if we're not
The bougie clock again.
hey, don't you answer that door. Those black-eyed children on the other side.
Oh no.
You know what I'm
See,
saying?
we start talking, doorbells start ringing.
They start ringing. But you know, if you had that opportunity to take IGG Paranormal to the next level, and do that, would you do it? Are you willing to start your own team as a part of TGG Paranormal to investigate paranormals, and do the research?
Like for like UFOs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Oh yeah, we subdivision UFO. Like no problem. That I would love to do that.
Because the way you're located, the way the town, I mean, the cities and the state that you live in, dude, you're 2 hours from Dugway. You're 3 hours from Edwards, maybe 4 hours.
One way we can hit Roswell, the other way we hit Area 51.
Yeah. You're right there in the triangle where you can go either way.
There's always that fear though that if you go past, I mean, you can investigate paranormal. It seems to be accepted in the world now. But UFOs, it seems like when you talk about aliens and government stuff, there's people that will go and shut you down. So there's always that fear going in there. And hey, what happened to Brett? I haven't seen him in 2 weeks.
Why? I mean, it all seems to be paranormal. Yeah, they're you got cryptid, you've got UFOs, you've got this, you've got that, but it's all paranormal.
Yeah, so it all falls under one umbrella.
Why can't you sit there and do a little bit of all of it?
Yeah.
But
the one thing that I think why the government is I don't know why the government think that us as people are not ready for what's ahead of us. Now, the biggest quote ever about have you guys seen Men in Black?
Yep.
Okay, when they're sitting on that bench and he asked that one question, and he asked, was the human race ready for what's out there? And Kay said, hell no. He said, hell no, the human race ain't ready. But he said people are. So that means he's selective on who he thinks are ready to encounter whatever. Us as a human race, no. We'll never be ready. But certain people will be. And that's what he was talking about. If you guys ever saw that movie at that point in that time, you know what I'm saying? But I think we need more people in studying the UFO field. I mean, there's plenty of us out there, but there's always room for more. You know what I'm saying? And Brad, what is your favorite UFO TV show?
Sightings is always up there because that's what got me interested with sightings.
Okay. Fact
or Fake was always good, but it wasn't specific on UFOs.
Okay. Did you ever see that show, UFO Hunters?
Yes. For me, like UFO Hunters is almost like, I'm not gonna say it's like Ghost Adventures, but it's like a television show. So I mean, they're looking for ratings. They're looking for. So I don't know. I don't know if I can trust those type of shows to give me legitimate evidence of UFOs, aliens, any of that stuff.
But here's the thing: if the government did not fear them, why did the government shut them down?
That is true. That is a good point. Maybe it's perception that they're finding stuff that.
I just think they were a lot closer than what people actually think, because the government did shut them down.
Yeah.
And the government said, no, this is not happening. And at that time, in the early 2000s, when that show was going on, and in the 90s, man, nobody even, I mean, UFOs were out there. We had the Arizona Lights and all that stuff, but nobody actually tracked everything, and the TV shows did not come on until UFO hunters, sightings, and so on and so on. They ended up shutting sightings down too.
Yeah.
But these are the guys here that started that rave about UFO watchers. And I just think, because right now there's no TV show on today that does that.
Mm-mm.
Expedition X, Josh Gates, he might investigate something on a segment, but he's not focused in on that.
Yeah, the closest thing I can think of is like Ancient Aliens or something.
What you said, Eric?
No, because every episode's different.
Yeah, he's not focused on that. And you're right there in that triangle, man. Like I said, you got Dugway to the north, you got Roswell and Edwards to the south, to the west, and you're sitting right there at Area 51, man. Yeah, man. If I'm telling you, dude, I would get a team together. And I would do it.
But see, then the problem is you got these people who come out with, well, look at what happened here, and then you got the officials coming out and saying that's not what it was. It was this. They have some type of explanation, or claim. What do we believe?
But here's the thing: don't we have that in paranormal investigators anyway? We have that skeptic. We have that preacher. We always have somebody out there that says this is how that happened, this, that, blah, 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 and so on and so on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's something we should be used to anyway. Been scrutinized, been, this and that, that. And don't get me wrong, I love skeptics. If it wasn't for a skeptic, everybody would believe in the same thing.
If even half the rumors of Denver International are true, or what they claim happened in Dulce, basically the same engineer who died, who came out talking about International Airport and Dulce, he died in his room here in Las Vegas after a convention. It's really odd that the man was in a wheelchair and he was strangled with his own breathing tube, his oxygen tube, but yet they said it was a suicide.
Mm.
Him talking about the 7 floors at Dulce or something, with if the government's doing half of what these claims are, then why would they want to let us know? Because they've been doing it for so long.
Yeah, they're afraid they got to pay back those trillions of dollars of back budget programs that they've been doing. And you know what? And they will have to actually come up with the abductions of millions and millions and millions of people that are missing now. They're going to have they literally will have to be accountable for all that.
And they're not going to allow that.
You know what I'm saying? But and it's weird how they managed to keep what's his name alive, because he set this whole thing off. He's the one that came in. He was the one that was at Area 51. He was the one that was at Building 5 or whatever. He's the one that actually said, "Hey, man, this shit is true. This shit is really going on." And the guy that made the John Lear, he's another one that says, "Hey, this is going on," and this is the guy that built the Lear jet.
Maybe they allow these people so you get just enough information to be indoctrinated, so when shit really goes down, it's not a surprise. So maybe these people are allowed to say what they're saying. Maybe.
Or is there misinformation?
Yeah.
They're directing the information how they want it.
Because I look at everything as a conspiracy theory. So when the government tells you something, like when you think something is breaking news or somebody is, put it on YouTube as, oh, I found this. Well, maybe you didn't find, maybe you were allowed to say it.
I mean,
Because if they really wanted to shut him down, they would have shut that guy down.
Mm-hmm.
let me ask you now, was there a coincidence between this Miami incident and Epstein's list coming out at around the same time? What are they trying to distract us from?
I don't want to get political, but
Everything,
maybe
there's a distraction. Is there a distraction within everything?
there's
You know,
always
and what kills me about that whole Miami thing, Brad, I'm gonna have to look into that video, is if they were in this mall where there's thousands of people, you're gonna have that one, you're gonna have that 2 or 3. Oh hell no. I got that opportunity to be famous. I'm gonna go tackle one of these bad boys. His ass on TV.
just think about what happened. I mean, I don't know what happened exactly, but they said a bunch of people were running and screaming, and you can see that video. You see people just fleeing.
Supposedly, there's a video with the portal opening up in the middle of the mall, and then coming out.
So here's the thing. I mean, you don't know
what kind of holographic technology
Exactly.
does our military hold?
I mean, was this
I mean-
was this a beta test for something else?
If they've been collecting UFOs since Roswell and before, and reverse engineering technology, what do they have? I mean, they
There's
may
no
be
telling.
150 years ahead, technologically advanced ahead of the rest of us.
But I really just don't think aliens are going to stop at the gap. I really just, I mean,
Hey, they might not stop at the gap, but hell, man, there's a Newman Marcus right up the street. Hey,
There
who's
you
to
go.
say they can't go get a down?
I don't know. I always think there's something bigger than what they show you.
Hey,
You're
man,
allowed to see what they want you to see, and then you have to deduct what you think they're trying to. What is
You know
beyond
what?
that?
I mean, these whistleblowers, I really don't think that they're saying things just to, just to blow their whistle or whatever. I think what they said in that Senate meeting was factual, and some of those Senate people have their boots and their hands tied into all these black budget programs, because if you don't have a senator or somebody that can just follow the money trail, that's all you got to do.
Yeah.
Follow the money. If you can follow that money, it'll go from the senator, because the senator has that $10,000 or $20,000 gavel or toilet seat, that's on their list, and it gets all pushed down. All that black budget money gets pushed down. But if you take some of that black money, take it away from them, and put it towards the homeless, this world would be a better place. This country would be a better place.
Amen to that.
And look at what they did to Bob Lazar. They destroyed his life. Him talking about how he worked at Area 51.
Mhm.
He, saying how many ships were down there that he saw. They ruined his life.
But then again, he wasn't one of the ones that were allowed to talk. Now, if you're allowed to say things, they're going to let things go through.
Well, you know what?
Supposed to be talking.
They couldn't do nothing with Bob, because Bob was a big figure in the world. Now, if he was to disappear, then something, that would be an investigation.
And
Because
they even extended the no-go zone of Area 51 because of him.
Yeah. And now the no-fly zone is from here to infinity. It goes up into space.
So good
Same
luck
way-
trying to investigate that, Brad.
And trust me, Dugway is one of those facilities that they really don't talk about, but yet they said Dugway is just for contractors, non-government contractors. Now, what exactly that a non-government contractor needs to protect? A satellite can't fly over the facility. What the hell are they trying to protect where a satellite can't fly over and take pictures? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Nevada is owned. 80% of Nevada is owned by the government.
You know, and 80% of the government owned by the government. I mean, 80% of Nevada owned by the government. It makes you wonder, where is all this money coming from? Peekaboo Peak. When Peekaboo Peak, you can actually see Area 51 from there. But now the government then took that over.
Yep.
You can't see it. You know, all these Janet planes that are hanging around at y'all's airport, just sit back and take pictures of those and look at each individual that are going on that plane.
Yep.
You know, guys here, man, I don't know, man. It's been, I'm telling you, Brad, man, this is something that I think you should do.
So when you come out this way next time, stop by and we'll have a new division of TGG. And Brad,
well, you know, I got an aunt that lives in Arizona, so I would definitely have to stop and investigate the mountain for. I gotta find me some gold, man. I gotta make it big over there. But, all right, hey guys, Brad.
Yes,
I
sir.
asked everybody, last question.
Yep.
Man, on your bucket list, where would you like to investigate, paranormal wise?
See, and I thought you would ask me that. I was glad you do. So, paranormal wise, number one spot, the St. Augustine Lighthouse in Florida.
That's why we like. That's why
You must have watched the podcast last night.
Unfortunately, I didn't, but that's always been my favorite spot. I'm sorry. No, it's the episode of Ghost Hunters, the evidence that they got. I mean, it's very intriguing evidence. You got things flying right off the top of the lighthouse. You got things peeking over, looking down as you're climbing up the stairs. I mean, it's that episode. Ever since I seen it, it's been stuck in my head. That is the spot that I would most want to go check out. Is St. Augustine Lighthouse for sure.
Is that the only place?
I always wanted to check out Queen Mary.
Okay.
Haven't got an opportunity to do that yet, but I'm sure in the future we'll be able to check it out. And that's doable. That's right across. That's the next state over in California. So.
Hey, is she single?
She said.
Okay, yeah. All right, Eve, where would you like to go on your podcast? I mean, on your podcast.
We don't got no podcast yet.
Where would you like to go on your bucket list, Eve?
The Dumas Hotel up in Montana.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, it's up there in God, I can't even remember the town suddenly, but yeah, it's got some interesting backstory and
isn't it out of Butte, Montana?
Butte, Montana.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The Dumas.
Well, I bet you can't get up there right now.
Oh God, no.
All right. Any place else you would like to go?
You know what? Emily's Bridge would actually be interesting to check out.
Emily's Bridge,
Vermont.
Now, is that an urban legend or is that actual fact?
I say urban legend.
That would be the question, because apparently it's men that are affected by a jilted female lover who committed suicide when her lover didn't show up. So there's supposed to be hostility towards men. It's one of those things that has me curious as to whether or not something will happen.
Man, if that's the case, we got one of those in every state, every city, every town. You know what I'm saying? All right. Where would you like to go, young lady?
Well, if it's domestic in the United States,
it could be worldwide. It could be international.
For United States, I would have to say anything based around like the Civil War area. I want to walk those grounds, listen to see if I can hear cannons going off. Always wanted to go to Ireland, do the castles.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a big bucket list is Ireland. So, I will get there one day. I'll report back to you.
Well, okay. Me myself, I would have to go. Man, there's so many. If I'm taking an international flight to the UK, of course, you got to have a layover in New York. So I will stop and visit the Island of the Dead. That's where they buried all the homeless COVID people at.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, the Island of the Dead. Then I would head over to France, visit Normandy Beach, investigate that. Then I would make my way in to visit a concentration camp, probably Auschwitz. And I know I'm gonna need some tissues because I know, man, oh God, I just can imagine how you would feel once you walk in that place. Unbelievable. That's why they don't allow paranormal investigators in there, because all the dread, of course they know that place is haunted. You know what I'm saying? There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. You know what I'm saying? But you definitely gonna have to sneak a camera into there. I'm pretty sure somebody has. I just never saw it on video yet.
Not yet.
But guys, it has been a pleasure talking with you. The minute you guys get that side project, Bradley, you get it up and running, man, call me back. Because I know there's a lot.
Definitely.
There is a lot. I don't know a lot of ufologists, but I know enough that can get you pointed in the right direction if you choose to do so.
I met at the Paracon that we had here in Vegas. I did meet Ben Hansen. He was been on Factor Faked. I think he was on another a Skinwalker Ranch show. But you know what? He didn't come off very friendly to me. I don't know if he was just having a bad day, but
I don't like that guy, dude. I don't like that. I
didn't.
did not like that team. I did not like nothing about that show.
He was like he was too big to be talking to a fan or something. Like he just did. I don't know. He just rubbed me the wrong way. And I was excited because it was like Factor Fake. That was one of my favorite shows. But
yeah, I did not like that show. That show only lasted 2 seasons?
It did, yeah. It was only like 2 seasons.
Get the hell out of here. I hated that show. I hated
I don't know why, but I liked it.
I hated to, you know what? And it was the investigators because they were just as arrogant as he was.
See, I've only met him. I didn't meet the other one, so I don't know.
Like, oh my God, dude, get the hell out of here, man. I know. I don't like that guy. But anyway, and you know what? Is he related to Jim Henson, the guy that does the balls? I mean, I like that TV show. I forgot the name of. What was the name of that?
Muppet Show?
No. He does. Actually, he does Wipeout.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I don't know. It could be. They're in the entertainment business.
Yeah, that's Wipeout is pretty funny, dude. I can do that. I think that'd be funny as hell. But anyway, guys, it has been a pleasure talking with you.
Appreciate the invite.
Yes, tell the world how to get a hold of you guys.
Facebook, TGG Paranormal. Yeah.
Now,
That's
do you guys have Instagram, Twitter, and all that stuff?
No, just Facebook right now. Yeah.
Okay. Are you guys willing to go that route one day?
Very soon. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool.
We might actually start putting some stuff on YouTube eventually.
Yeah, we've been talking more about YouTube. I really like the uncut documentary style. I don't like edit. It is.
Yeah, I'm not a big editor guy myself, man. I gotta go unfiltered. I might put a small intro into it, but editing is for the young.
Yeah. Plus, I just think it gives a little bit more substance. It's not so Hollywood flashy flash.
There you go. Hey, maybe do you guys watch Nuke Top 5?
No.
I mean, yeah, every once in a while I do. I actually watch he's a YouTuber. He's like he reviews like scary videos and stuff. His name's Articus. And yeah, I mean, and he does put in like there was a slapped ham, I believe is one of the yeah. And then the top 5, yeah, I've seen those videos, but through his channel.
Yeah, Slap Ham, that guy talks too slow, man. He's like, what do you feel? He'll pause for 30 seconds.
He tries
to think? I'm like, oh my God. Let's get this over with, man. It's gonna take you 2 hours to say 30 minutes. I mean, 32 words.
That's how he gets those views, man. You gotta get those long videos out.
Oh, man. Yeah. But hey, guys, it's been a pleasure, man. I don't want to hold you guys up anymore. Hey, I really appreciate you guys coming on the show, and telling me how you guys run things, and how you guys are just, getting your names out there, doing the right things, and I wish you nothing but success. And, I would love to support you guys, on Facebook and whatever, but you got to change that doorbell.
Okay. Duly noted.
Change that doorbell. Hey, guys. Any last remarks for the world as we get out of here? Feel free. This is your time.
Just
no, I think we're good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Be authentic.
Keep questioning.
Keep questioning. Be authentic.
Don't be manipulated by the money.
There you go.
Yeah. There you go. Hey, guys, you guys heard it yourselves. Be authentic. Don't get manipulated by money. And the next time you come on my podcast show, you better have some zingers. That's it.
Thank you.
Hey, guys. Hey, it's been a pleasure talking with you once again. Let's do this again in a couple months. I'm going to call back, check up on you guys, see how you guys are doing, and see if Bradley got that second team going. So on. But hey,
He started something and was never heard from again.
Sorry, I couldn't be here with us today.
Hanging around down in those funnels, man. You gotta stop that. But anyway, hey guys, it's been a pleasure. Hey, this is Terry with NSPS TV Paranormal Podcast in the Lion's Den in the city of Henderson, aka / Las Vegas, Nevada, talking with TGG Paranormal. Hey, you guys want to get a hold of them? They gave you all their info. Or you can be just like me. I called them. And they picked up pretty quick. If they did pick up, I left a message. You know what I'm saying? But before we go, guys, what do you guys think about this team? Hold on. I don't know what they think, but we're gonna see here. Hold on for a second. Well, they approved of you. They gave you hand clay, man.
Hey, appreciate it.
All right, guys. You guys have a good night. Hey, feel free to share this video, this podcast on your social media and all that good stuff. If you got any questions, feel free to contact me. You guys have my number. You guys got everything you need to contact me. Just feel free to reach back out and hey, let's do this again.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right, guys.
Good night.
Enjoy yourself.
Thank you.
NSPS TV signing off. Peace.
Peace.
May I have your attention, please? It's time for the final countdown. The show starts in